All this week, WCCO has been investigating the laws and policies surrounding grooming.
Yeah, we heard from a young woman who is sharing her story in hopes of creating change and keeping kids safe. Hannah LoPresto told police that she was groomed and sexually assaulted by her high school band director. Her goal in speaking up is to strengthen laws to better protect kids.
My hope is to get people's attention and hope that they listen and understand and see that this isn't just about what happened to me. There are so many students in K-12 that experience sexual abuse every year, and if we can address some of these loopholes, that's going to protect them too.
Senior investigative reporter Jennifer Mayerly has been bringing us this series all week.
And she joins us now to talk more about grooming and what to watch out for. Jen?
Yes, Amelia and Aaron, thank you. And we are glad to have Alison Feigh join us, the executive director of the Jacob Wetterling Resource Center, a program of the Zero Abuse Project. Welcome, Alison.
Thanks for having me here.
We are so glad that you are here to talk to us about the important topic of grooming. Can you tell us a little bit more about what grooming is?
Grooming is when a sex offender is trying to cause harm to a kid, a student, but they need to separate them for all the people who care about them in order to do that. So they separate them using attention and affection over a period of time, and their number one goal is to try to make the kid feel like that they are responsible, that they did something wrong, that they're a part of it. And those sort of mind games and psychological piece makes it harder for kids to tell because of that consistent attention, affection, and that isolation. That combination causes harm to our kids.
The first thing he says is a sex offender, but this could really be anyone. This could be anyone in a position of power, a position of authority that is trying to use this behavior on a kid. Is that
Someone
right?
who's trying to sexually harm a kid, absolutely. And the thing, most teachers are good, right? Most teachers have wonderful intentions, and we know that there are some toxic teachers, and that's why in any profession there are people who may use their position of power to isolate kids and cause them harm. So we all have to be aware.
What are some of the warning signs? What are some of the things to watch out for?
Well, we tell every kid, every teenager that they should have 5 adults in their life who make up their safety net. Who are the 5 people you can talk to if someone breaks your rules online or in person? Because it might be the person on your net who's causing the harm. You might be embarrassed to talk to dad about it, but you'll talk to your aunt about it. Whoever it is, you make up your 5. Then once you have your 5, what we have to watch out for is people trying to separate the child from their net. No one loves you but me. No one cares about you but me. I'm the only one reading what you're writing online. You know, it's that isolation, that separation. And kids who have that net, when that isolation happens, for the other adults to pay attention to that and think, you know, this is a horrible thing, but we tell parents to pay attention to people who seem to like your kids more than you do. People pouring in a lot of time, a lot of attention, a lot of affection, and we want to pay attention to that because healthy people want to be a part of the safety net. Unhealthy people want to separate kids from that net.
Yeah, and we see that isolation, but we've also heard of excessive communication. Now that in the age of social media, it could be social media, emails, calls, texts, that sort of thing.
Right, and it's, again, the offender is what they're trying to do is they're trying to get the child to be desensitized to all of this, to not feel like that something's wrong, right? Because if the child feels like, well, I did this as part of something I didn't say something early enough, I did something wrong, the child's going to be less likely to tell. Only about 6% of students who are groomed will say something. It's very, very rare for a student to disclose because of all the mind games involved. And that's why it's extra important that other adults have training and say something when they see something.
So when is it time to speak up and say something when you see something?
Right, it's that idea of we don't always see actual child abuse. That's usually way farther down the line. What people see are boundary violations. Things that make their gut instinct go off, that seem problematic or seem too good to be true. If we can call out those boundary violations by letting someone in charge know what's happening, we can reduce things getting worse. If it is something that's just innocuous and unintentional, and that person gets called out and immediately change their behavior, great. But if you're the second, third person coming to the person in charge being like, this person's meeting with students in their car, this person is offering rides to students, people want to keep their schools safe, like the people in charge, but if they don't have all the pieces of the puzzle, they can't do that. So the dangerous thing is to say, this seems weird, I'm going to hold on till I get more information, because you might be the third or fourth person saying something. We need to let people in charge know, and if we believe that abuse is occurring, to call child protection or call law enforcement. You know, in this case, law enforcement was tenacious in trying to get answers for these victims.
Right. And I know sometimes it's not to that point of abuse yet, but the grooming happens before that
Correct.
could possibly happen. We just have a couple more seconds. Can you talk to us about how to start that conversation at home?
Right. It's that idea of taking this opportunity and saying, this is an example of, you know, we're looking at cases of where people are using their position of power to make other people feel really uncomfortable. Has anyone made you feel uncomfortable? Let's do some what ifs. What if you're with someone who makes you feel uncomfortable or is asking you to do something that you don't want to do? Here's the deal. I would want to know, and I won't be mad at you. A lot of kids are worried to tell their parents because they're worried what their parents will do. So if we can lay that groundwork early of if someone's breaking your safety rules online or in person, I want to know about it and I won't be mad. We can help start those conversations earlier on.
We hope they'll start from this conversation too. Alison, thank you so much for being here with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. All right, former band director Brett Benson, who is in our investigation, denies any wrongdoing. If you'd like to learn more about grooming and how you can protect your children, the Zero Abuse Project has resources available online. You can find a link to those with this story on WCCO.com.